Tigers Talk, we are back, Gavin, Payne. Hey, good win against Cairns last weekend for the boys. Getting close to that top four, but it's humming along nicely.
Yeah, look, they are going along really well, John, aren't they? So you're going to do no more than winners, I've often said before. They had a couple of losses a few weeks ago, which they've come out of now on the other end. They had a couple of wins and looking to continue that role this weekend.
Clydesdale's this weekend in Cup and obviously Tweed for the Colts boys. You caught up with one of the Colts superstars?
Yeah. Jordan Penquith comes off the bench. Got a couple of nice little stories about how he got here.
Yeah. Well, for mine, actually, I think you probably wouldn't look out of place on the back of a stallion selling Old Spice, but that's another story. But if he can stay on the field, because apparently he's been in the bin twice, that'll do. But yeah, they need to maintain it. They're on top. They've had the one loss and a close loss in that. Cup boys doing quite well. I spoke to Tahj and Nat McGavin, to the Flyers at the back here. Yep. But I'm interested in the fellow you had a chat to, somebody who's been here longer than this building.
Yeah, a lot of people have been here longer than this building, mate, so it's something very new. Ray Greese, Vice President of the Tigers, been around since about 1986, mid-80s and so forth. Got a few little interesting stories as well to talk about.
All right, 4 crackerjack interviews. Here they are. Enjoy. Welcome back to Tigers Talk. It's my pleasure. We've had a couple of players who come to the club here, and none more electrifying this man to my right-hand side. I remember seeing absolutely carving up at Sunshine Coast. He's from the Falcons, but he's seen the light and come to the Tigers. Nat McGavin, welcome, sir.
That's it. Thanks for having me.
Mate, you are an explosive player, mate, and I must say that I really enjoyed, I recall a game, I think it might have been against Winner Manly up at Sunshine Coast Stadium one night when you absolutely carved it up from 5 metres out from your own try line. You went all the way down to the other end to score a try. So this guy's got some ability. Do you have a free licence from most coaches to just really get hands on ball and just do what you can, which is score tries?
Yeah, well, usually I feel like probably one of my best assets is probably kick chase in the air, trying to contest this footy. So I think I got a bit of free rein with definitely attacking kicks. I feel like that's one of my strengths. So whenever I get a chance to contest the ball, I feel like that's one of my
So you
strengths.
generally, in that particular game you played left centre, I think. Do you prefer, I know Tahj was your fullback as well.
Yeah,
Do you have a preference to fullback or wing or the centres?
Usually I do like playing on the wing, so that's probably my preferred position on the left side. But happy to cover wherever. I want to do my job for the team, and wherever the coach puts me, I'm happy to rip in there and do my job.
You like your orange and black colours. You come from the Sunshine Coast Falcons to the Tigers. I'm assuming that's so your wardrobe doesn't mess up too much. But hey, listen, how did you end up with the Tigers? Obviously just a change of scenery, I guess.
Yeah. So Churchy was assistant coach back in 2019. So he was my coach for under 20s as well. So yeah, he sort of reached out and I was looking for a bit of change. So yeah, just a new structure at the club, a lot of new faces here. So it was just good to, try and build some culture down here with the new boys, and obviously join a great club, and I was just excited for a new change too. So yeah, it's been unreal. I feel like we've got a really good playing group, and definitely have the opportunity to take it out this year, I reckon, for sure.
Stockton Stadium's obviously a wonderful stadium, as is this new one. So you're part of this brand new franchise down here, doing very, very well. Of course, you're sitting outside the top 4. Let me go back to that game against the Sunshine Coast Falcons, get rolled by 2 points.
Yeah.
How do you go being a Falcon for so long and then you actually roll up that morning to take on your old club? Are you the most nervous guy on the planet?
I wasn't really nervous. I was just more keen. I really wanted to get the win. It gave me that drive to beat my old club and all my mates. So I was obviously playing on the other side, but I was more so just really focused on trying to get the win. Obviously didn't get the win, but it was a close game. So it was things to build on, and we've been doing well so far after that. So
yeah, there was two losses to Redcliffe and that one, obviously the Falcons. We won't talk about that too much. Clydesdale's this weekend. Last time you guys played the Clydes, I'm not sure if you played in that game. They actually put it to you guys. It wasn't done and dusted until the final minutes.
Yeah, I got the opportunity to play in that game, so that was a tough one. I feel like Toowoomba, they're country boys. They like to get into the nitty gritty sort of game. So if we can just stick to our game and not get caught into their sort of game plan, I think we went down to their level. So if we can just maintain our game plan, we should roll through them, I think.
All right. Well, there's certainly some talent in the Colts. They're undefeated. The club's going on quite nicely. A few of the players, obviously, when you come down here, there's a couple of guys that are interesting chaps in the change rooms. There's a few blokes sort of a little bit narky, annoying.
Well, there's one. He's a bit of a pest, Solomona for Tapa. Oh, mate. And he's a bit stinky too, but I I don't know if we can put that on camera, but he's one that, you got to watch out for him.
I flicked through the dictionary and look under pest, and his photo's actually there. It's a connection there between pest and that man. Exactly right. So, hey, listen, game day rituals. You got any superstitions?
I don't really have any superstitions. Hey, I sort of just try and start my morning. At least get up and go do something in the morning. Go for coffee, catch up with the boys if you can go for brekkie if you have time. But try and stay relaxed. A bit of stretching. But not too many superstitions.
What sort of tunes, mate? Please don't say country music.
Not country music. Tunes. Probably some upbeat. Bit of doof music in there, just to get the pump up going. But a bit of rap too, a bit of ASAP.
Can't go wrong. The Falcons. The Tigers are taking on the Clydesdales this weekend, mate. So you don't want to lose. You want to try and get that for and against up as well. I'm not saying you take it for granted you're going to win this game here, but for and against might be the difference between 4th and 5th spot. So every 100%. Game is you'll play the 80 minutes. So Well, stay injury free. As I said, if you can get a chance to watch this guy play in broken play, there is none better than Nat McGavin in full flight. I tell you not. And get out here. It's worth the actually pay an extra $2 just to watch Nat play. See, there you go. All right, mate. All the best and
thanks
welcome to the Tigers, mate. Cheers. Thank you.
Welcome back to Tigers Talk. I'm here with Jordan Penquith. Jordan, you've been at the club for a few years. You've come through the juniors, but you had a checkered past before you played down at East Juniors. Tell us a little bit about your history and how you got here.
Yeah, so I did my schooling at Ipswich Grammar. Really privileged. I was offered a sporting scholarship there as a young fella.
Yeah.
Obviously, finished grade 12. Didn't really know what I was doing. And I think I may have come and trialled for Mal Meninga here. And Isaac Kaufman was stupid enough to take me on. And then ever since then, played 18s. And then obviously the COVID year hit and played juniors at Eastern Suburbs there. And then I've been in the Colts system with Glitto, which has been good for the last 3 years. So, I really enjoyed it.
How are you? So what do you enjoy about the 3 years that you've been? Obviously, the team changes over pretty regularly, and there's some different personnel that comes in. How do you blend and meld together? Going particularly well this year, obviously.
Yeah, obviously I've seen obviously guys like Sol who've done really good things coming out of the Colts. The last 3 years have been epic, the best probably 3 years of my life. Obviously the boys make it really special. Meet a different group every year. I'd say this year it's a really younger group. I do feel, even though I'm 21, a little bit older. I was once in their shoes as an 18-year-old coming in the Colts. So as much as I hate to say it, I've given out a little bit of life advice and just said not that I should be giving out life advice, but just little nudges here and there, just telling them where to be and stuff. So yeah.
So give me a bit of life advice that you would give to your mates.
I shouldn't have said that. Nah.
Oh, good. All right, we won't go there. You're a frontie playing off the bench. Obviously, your job is to come on and keep the momentum going and add some extra impact. How do you reckon you're going?
Yeah, I think I'm doing pretty well. Glitto always gives me a fair bit of advice. He's had me for 3 years now, so our relationship, player-coach relationship, is pretty strong. Yep. He'll tell me when I'm going well and when I'm going bad.
Yep.
So yeah, I guess you can never be the perfect player. I'm always trying to improve. So, yeah.
And I think that's important. If you can pick out some little aspects of your game where you haven't quite mastered it or you're just not quite going as well, if you could work on those little weak points, I suppose, for want of a better term, it certainly makes you a better player.
For sure. Yeah.
And if Glitto's doing that, that's part of his job. So that's really good. Mate, the Colts are going really well this year. We touched wood just before because I don't want to put the jinx on you. Only the one loss and Tweed this week. That's a big game, obviously.
Yeah, as I said to you pre-interview, it's like the Bermuda Triangle down there. Lost to semi and then I actually haven't won a game down there before. So hopefully I can get one. Well, personally I can get one, but the Colts can get one up them this week. But yeah, they're a tough side. I reckon they're probably smokies to do really well in the comp.
So, mate, if you haven't won a game down there, if I have a chat to Glitto and you get a fake hamstring injury or something, how would that go? Or you want to try and get a win down there still?
I want to get a win, yeah. I think it'd be about time, wouldn't it?
You've played a number of games down there, mate. You're right. It is a tough place to go, not just the road trip, but also the atmosphere down there, which is usually a little bit lacking in my experience of going down there and watching games as well. Final question for you, mate. So we always talk about pests in the team. You've got someone particularly that you wanted to mention. I think we said off air, so fire away.
Yeah, like there's a few, and the boys would probably say Plathy and like
his name's been mentioned. Yeah, him too.
Oh, like it's really hard to put a nail down. I'll tell you who's been a bit of a pest lately is look, it probably has been Plathy, but I'd say like Joey Denick. Young fella, okay. 18, you know, like didn't speak much, and then we've taken him away on a few away trips, and he's just started to pipe up a bit. So he's been good fun. He's a pest. He's a big thing. Like he can't hide. So whenever he does something stupid, like it was Joey. Like you just see him from a mile away. So he's a talented boy too. So he's one to sort of watch out for. But yeah, he's been a pest.
Well, it seems like the ship's sailing pretty well at the moment. Glitto's got you travelling along pretty well. All the best for the rest of the season, obviously. You're travelling along, as I say, really well, and we hope that you continue and get into the big stuff at the end of the year.
Sweet.
All the best.
Appreciate it. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, I'm up against it. I've been asked to interview yet another back. They're far more intelligent than I am, but this man, Tahj, well, he's also a newcomer to the club. We spoke to Nat McGavin. Tahj, welcome, mate. You've been here for a better part of the season. How have you settled into the colours of the Brisbane Tigers?
Yeah, I'm loving it here.
Yep.
I'm really enjoying my time here under Churchy and all the coaches. Get along with all the boys good. It's a good little vibe we got going along around here at the moment. So yeah.
And you made number one your own, so you must be proud of that. There's obviously a lot of pressure as well from other players, but you played fullback for every game you played so far. You must be pretty pleased with your efforts there.
Yeah, pretty pleased. There's plenty more I can do.
Yep.
I know that hasn't been my best year so far, but I'm loving it at the moment. So. Just building every week and keep stepping along.
All right. I spoke to Nat McGavin about playing against the Sunshine Coast Falcons, his old club, and how he felt that day. You obviously from Redcliffe. How did you front up that game? And like Nat lost that game, as did you. How were you game day that morning?
No, I was good.
Yeah.
I was really pumped for that game.
Right.
Yeah, really wanted to verse them again and verse them for the first time. And it was good. It was good playing against a lot of the boys that I come through with and. It was fun. It was a good one.
Yeah, catch up a couple of beers afterwards with the.
Yeah, I did.
Good on you.
Yeah,
that's the idea. That's what's all rugby's all about. Now, listen. Obviously, you're a fullback. You're also a goal kicker. Hey, people have routines on how they kick and all that sort of stuff here. We just want to show you this. Do you maintain this look when you kick? Is that the secret weapon, the tongue, to get that pill over the crossbar?
You got me.
But everybody has a routine. Do you have a routine when it comes to goal kicking?
I haven't kicked probably since that photo.
Probably fair enough.
So, anyway. I don't know. Mine's just head over the ball and try and hit it as good as I can.
All right, this weekend you're up against Clydesdales. And the last time you played these guys was actually. And I think it's about 2 weeks in a row. I think Cutter's won another one where you only just got over the line. You're heading towards the back end of the season. You're sitting in fourth. You need to stay there. So you need to win. Don't worry about the rest of the competition. This will be a game that could really test you, the Clydesdales, as they did last time.
Yeah, it tested us here, actually.
Yeah.
I think they ended up actually scoring more. It just come down to our goal kicking that won us the game.
Yeah, it was 6 tries apiece, if I remember.
Yeah, something like that. And going out there, it'll be a challenge. They can play footy. They can score points. So... you need to be on.
All right. You've got the backs, you've got the forwards to do it and all that sort of stuff. Matthew Church is the head coach. He's his first year as well. How does he change things up every week?
It's a good question. He sort of sticks to the same, like we have the same sort of foundation every week going into our game of what we want to do and what we want to get out of it. It's just like little tweaks here and there of what other sides will do defensively, attackingly that we change, but we mainly focus on ourselves, and we've got the same sort of foundation every week, I guess.
And you're blessed, obviously, with not that many injuries either, which has always been good. So you have that continuity as well. Well, listen, all the best this weekend. We'll let you go going up to Toowoomba, also known as the Arctic Circle. Hopefully, it's not too cold up there. We could listen. Love the way you're playing footy. Obviously, Nat McGavin, two of the in breaker play. There's none better than both of you blokes in flight there, and I know that you support each other back there, and it should be a good contest and go all the way with the Tigers. And welcome to Totally Workers Stadium, man.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Tigers Talk. I'm here with Ray Greeshaber. Greasy, you've been with the club for a little while now, mate. You've been seeing the new stadium come and go. We'll start at the beginning, and I'll start at the end, I should say, and I'll go back to the beginning as we go along. But your thoughts on the new stadium, how it progressed and so forth?
Oh, look, it's just been a long time coming, Gav, as you know, and we've wanted something like this, of this standard, for so many years. I mean, we did develop it in '99. We moved the whole field and everything, but this is just fantastic, mate. It's like a breath of fresh air. It's like it's rejuvenated everything. You know, the players love it, the fans love it, we love it, and it's something special in the inner city that, you know, we can really utilise, and I'm sure that they can utilise coming into that 2032 Olympics.
Also had some very some teams that have trained here over the years, and obviously this year when the NRL with the super round that they have up here, a number of teams trained here as well. So obviously they respect it as a great facility also. Yeah,
well, they love coming here anyway. But even now they're just in awe when the Magic Round came through, and you know, they couldn't believe the transformation. But you know, it's been a godsend for us, and you know, it's given us, as I said, another lease of life. Yeah. Injected a bit more enthusiasm and support from around the place. So it's been fantastic. Yeah.
Also helps raise the profile of the club in a sense. Absolutely. As far as the NRL prospective NRL bids go as well. Yeah. Talking about that, mate, what's your understanding? Obviously the club is still keen to continue to pursue that. Absolutely.
We were right in it for the 17th.
Yep.
Missed it by, you know, that much. We were encouraged to continue, and so we've put our hand up again. We think we've got, now that we've got this facility, we've got the wherewithal, we've got the infrastructure, we've got the support, we've got everything in our favour, that we think we are a really, really strong chance to get that 18th team.
Who was the one that's pushing you to keep you involved?
The NRL saw just how close it was between us and the Dolphins.
Okay.
And they, you know, we were sort of a little bit, you know, upset, or not to say upset, disappointed.
Yep.
With the result. And fair play to Redcliffe. They'd done their due diligence a little bit. They got on the front foot before we did.
Right.
But we were sort of, you know, a little bit disappointed, but the NRL came straight back and said, look, we don't want you to be throwing the towel in. We just want you're a strong contender. We will, you know, be putting in more teams. The 18th is coming on board sooner rather than later, and now we've found out that, you know, Volandis wants 20 teams.
Yep.
So they said, we really want you to put your hand up again. And so, you know, we weighed up everything, took on board all the things that did work and didn't work with the last bid.
Yep.
We've got stronger. As I said, we've got this brand new boutique stadium here. Everything, you know, we've done everything we can, crossed the T's, dotted all the I's, and put our hand up, made it official. And, you know, as we speak, I think there's a meeting going on now with the bid team, you know, just looking at what we're going to be doing over the next couple of months.
Yeah. Mate, back to the start. You've been here since '86, mate. So you've been here a fair while. You've seen some changes, you mentioned, with the new stadium and so forth. You've come through some different roles as well, including vice presidency, which you're currently in. So tell us about your journey through the club from those days.
Originally, you know, my son was playing at the juniors, and I came through in '86 when I came back from the country as a teacher. And my good friend of mine, Graham Hurley, who used to play for Brothers, a lot of people would know hoops, being a teacher over at Balmoral at that stage, rang up and said, look, you want to be my manager? He had the reserve grade side here. So 86 came on board, you know, did that, kept going at the juniors with my son, did training courses there, was doing the first aid officers course there, et cetera, et cetera. Came on board here, used to help out as a trainer here, was on the committee, got involved, was manager for both Des and for Johnny Lang. Chairman of selectors in '91 when we last won the Premiership, which
picked a pretty good team that year, especially the fullback,
it was fantastic that year. We won 3 out of the 4, you know, back in the day of the C grade and the Colts and the reserve grade And the A grade, fantastic. That was just the best year that year, 91. But yeah, went on and became the head trainer after that here. Came over and became the head trainer here. Made a few grand finals. Lost, unfortunately didn't. We were always the bridesmaid, never the bride. And I retired officially from training duties in 2015. But I've kept in touch, been on the committee, now the vice president, have been for the last 3 years. I was given the life member honour a few years back. It's,
what a journey.
I've been around
what a journey,
for,
mate.
40 years and seen a lot.
And Ray, it's important that people understand that there's the backbone of the club. Like the players are there, all the limelight, the coaches and so forth, particularly in the highest grades, obviously. But there's a whole pile of people working beneath them that keep the club moving and afloat. And you're one of those that's been around for a while. It's
been a privilege to work for the Tigers, in whatever role I had. I love the club. They've been good to me. I've had so many good experiences. There's been some not so good ones, as I said, those few grand finals that we were so close and, but I think, as I said, we're on the upward march with this stadium and we're going all right this year. So hopefully we might jag one before too much longer. But certainly the excitement is with this 18th team bid for the NRL. Everything's sort of pointing very positively towards that. Yep. But it's excitement. I love being around the club and, I currently do the scoreboard and the PR, they sort of refer to me as the voice of Langlands Park and which sort of a bit of a joke about it. I love it, Gavin, and, I sort of bleed gold and black and blue and not blue, I should say, black and gold.
So, mate, what we'll have to do is, seeing as you were chairman of selectors last time we won the comp, we'll have to get you back into that role. The club's going really well this year. Let's not put the mocker on them, but they can only do so well. If they don't quite get there this year, what's the chances?
I'd say a great chance.
Great. Thanks very much for joining us this afternoon, mate.
Thanks, Gavin. It's been a pleasure, mate.
Really good to see you, mate.
You
too,
mate.
mate. Ta-da.
All right. Interesting spread of plays, but we talk about players coming to the club, and it's not so much they don't like where they've been. It's just a change of scenery, isn't it? And a lot of people have actually enjoyed being part of the Tigers because it's a change. Yeah,
but you do need a change from time to time, John. I mean, I had one during my career when I did switch for a couple of years, and I'll probably played as good a football out there as I ever played. So it does help. It just gets you out of your routine and out of your familiarity zone. So very, very interesting.
All right, well, Clydesdale's up in Toowoomba, and then obviously we said the Colts are down at Tweed, and then they've got 3 weeks off. They've got 2 weeks. We can't work out why. Then they got a bye, so they've got 3 weeks off. Yeah. They're going to come back. Penquitt will probably come back, with gravy stains all over everything. Let's see how he goes. But things are looking good for the Tigers. We'll be back next week, mate. The week after, Origin.
Yeah, Origin next week.
Yep. So you're tipping that one?
Yeah, go.
Will the Blues back up? Bounce back?
Can't see it, eh?
Nah. Not going to happen. I don't even know why I brought that up. Gav, good to see you.
See you, mate.